And we're with Fuse.
And today we are here with Dan Granquist, and we are going to interview him because he is fascinating.
Absolutely. Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been practicing law for 36 years. I've got a wife of 43 years. We celebrated our anniversary back in August. I've got 3 sons who are grown and moved out on their own, doing well in their careers. So we're empty nesters right now, and that gives me a lot of time to be involved in the community, to do work for my clients, and to enjoy a nice business relationship with Marcelino and Barb.
Nice. Now, Dan, one of the things that I find very interesting about you is all of the things that you are involved in our community. Can you tell us a few of those things?
Sure, I have a whole list of things, but one important one is the Michigan City Exchange Club. It's a group of guys, in this case, that we meet every Tuesday about noontime, have some lunch, and usually have a special speaker. But the purpose of the club is to raise money. So we do that through different fundraising events, just raising money to give away. It's all volunteer work, but we like to be generous to the community, so we give it to charitable organizations in the community, like Salvation Army, Paladin, which works with needy people, special needs people, other organizations, Meals on Wheels, things like that. So we like to be involved in the community, sharing. It's probably similar to Rotary Club and Kiwanis, a lot of these charitable organizations that raise money because we care for the people in our community and trying to do these things. And I'm just involved in the Exchange Club portion of that. I'm also involved with a group called USA Cares, which is a Veterans Assistance Program. So I'm on the board of directors of the Indiana chapter of USA Cares, and the purpose of our chapter is to raise awareness of USA Cares and the programs that we provide and support to our military veterans. Our particular group is focusing on post 9/11 veterans, so a little bit of the younger veterans. We don't go back to World War II and so forth, but we do support other organizations. We work with Wounded Warriors and other kinds of organizations, and all of our organizations work together. So if Wounded Warriors works on Wounded Warriors, but if there's a veteran that has a needs that they don't serve, then they refer them to our organization or others. So we do that. I'm involved with a number of other organizations, Right to Life organizations, and the local Michigan City Rifle Club. In the summertime, we've had a youth shooters camp where we teach firearms safety and care and protection and information about that. I'm involved with the LaPorte County chapter of the NAACP, where we work with young people there, and we've had town hall meetings where we've spoken on home ownership and how to prepare to buy a home, how to start a business. I've been in the local television program there. I'm involved with the League of Women Voters, and we support, of course, voter registration and getting out the vote for different activities that way, and supporting government information. I've hosted and sponsored like a Saturday morning town hall kind of a meeting on transparency in government and how to get records and information with that. I've been a supporter, a sponsor of the Michigan City Back to School Rally, where we have a couple thousand kids and they come through and they get their backpack and they get to meet a lot of business vendors, so I sponsor that. Sponsored in Michigan City, we have the Washington Park Zoo. It's a nice local zoo there. Many people have come. It's growing. It's about 91 years old now. So I sponsored what we call a Boo at the Zoo. Ooh. So it was a Saturday, like an all-day Saturday. They had 2 sessions of kids with their families coming to trick or treat. Aww. So we'd dress up for Halloween, and all the kids would come through and with their bags and their candy and get to meet. We probably had, I think they said 3,000 to 4,000 kids that come through that way. So it's just a community event, and it was really a lot of fun to meet all the kids and see them excited about the event. We happened to have a very nice weather day this year. Last year it was real kind of rainy and cold and so forth. So those are a few of the events, and many other things I'm involved with in the political scene and the business scene there. And I've had my own what we call community business forums, where we invite the public to come to a place, a restaurant, and the last one I had was at a pizza place there. We provided free pizza. Just come and learn about home loans and how to get a loan to buy a house. And we had a couple lenders from a couple banks in town there that would come and speak to that. Trying to do a lot of different things. I do have a radio show, so we present information on the show once a month and just talk about community business. It's called the Community Business Show.
Now,
And,
how can somebody find your radio show?
the radio show is WIMS radio. It's 1420 AM, 95.1 FM, and 106.7 FM. So it reaches most of Northwest Indiana and into Southwest Michigan there. Okay. And I have that show every second Wednesday of the month from 10 to 11, we have one coming up on business. So I have a lot of business people coming in talking about their business and how they got started as entrepreneurs, why they chose to go into business, what are some of the challenges, what ideas do they have in entrepreneurship. Past shows that I've had were on education. We've had the high school principal come in and other school leaders that come in and talk about education. We've had some on healthcare issues. So we've had different healthcare providers and nutrition providers come in and talk about that. And in the holiday time, we're looking forward to talking about the community organizations that give back to our community, the charitable organizations. I'm looking to invite the people from the Salvation Army and from Meals on Wheels, and as we serve the people in our community. So there's many different ways. Those are a few of the things that I'm involved with.
So we will make sure to put a link to that radio station in our video comments. So or in the video description. So make sure that you look for that because it's a good show. You have some awesome people on there. Now, Dan, all of these things that you do in the community, you do it with such joy, and I could tell how much you love getting out there and being with the people in the community, especially the young people. But what you do for a living, you're very experienced in as well too. You're a business and real estate attorney, yes?
Yes, I am.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I've been practicing for 36 years. My focus is on transactional work, business and real estate primarily, a little bit of estate planning with that. And I just have such a fun time helping clients prosper in their work, representing them as they start businesses. We talk about obviously the legal aspects of a limited liability company or a corporation. What's the difference? What's the tax treatment? What's some tax strategy? How do we plan for the taxation of that? Okay. Working with contracts, working with the different aspects of a business so that they can be successful that way, helping them if they need to lease space, whether it's office space or retail space or warehouse space, we can do that. If they're interested in investing in real estate as just investors to buy and sell property, commercial property, residential property, but I love helping homeowners too. There's such a joy when you had a closing with a homeowner, one homeowner that's selling, another homeowner that's buying, and they're working together and we get to close and make the transaction happen. Sometimes there's challenges with that and there's issues, some legal issues that we work through all ahead of time there. But when we get to the closing, we like to make it a fun time there. I work with the title company, Barrister Title, a lot that I work with and work with all their Indiana deeds and closings here. Okay. I do these things because it's just such fun to help people and see people prosper. And I've got a couple of businesses of my own on the side, so I'm involved with making payroll and promoting the business and doing things which you guys are helping me with too, my own law practice here, so I appreciate the work because as a business owner with my law office or other businesses, we want to do the business and we want to promote the business, so we need people like Marcelino and Barb to help us promote our own business. When I'm helping my clients and working in my business, we need you guys to step in there and help promote it, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook and all those fancy things that gray hair tells me I'm not the expert at. So I need the new generation for Barb and Marcelino, so I appreciate all your help getting out there in the social media these days.
Now, Dan, I know you do so much with the community involvement, and it's so hard to find time to do that and your business as well. But you also have another business that it's a Clean Internet. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, Clean Internet is a company a few of us started just a little over 20 years ago, actually, working little by little. But it's we call it an internet filtering company, so it provides protection for families and on home computers, for businesses on their business computers, to block the bad sites that people don't want if you want to protect your kids. So while it is a technology company to provide the filtering, we think of it as providing the comfort and safety. So we want to promote the safety, the safe discovery, the protected communications that people can have on their computer, so they don't get all these bad sites coming through from pornography and violence, many different kinds of things like that. So we have a website, cleaninter.net. The company's called Clean Internet, but the website is cleaninter.net. And we enjoy helping people protect their families, their children at home. We have a computer-based and a phone-based program there. And then we have a program for employers too, so they can protect their employees from bad sites or protect them from going out and surfing the internet during work.
Yeah.
So there's different features that way. And technology is always evolving with Microsoft and Google and YouTube. So it's always a challenge to keep updating the technology, the software programs there. So we're working with some software developers and helping us keep up and update our programs all the time. So that's a lot of fun. And thank you very much for you guys to help promote that and social media and some of the blogs that we're doing. And it's a joy to work with you guys and help participate with that.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Likewise.
And you know, Dan, I have a random question here for you. What are your hobbies? All this stuff that you do for other people, what do you do for Dan?
Well, I have less and less time these days.
See.
But one of the things I enjoy is the outdoors. I enjoy outdoor survival, outdoor hiking and foraging. In the past, we'd go around the yard or the woods. We used to live in the country. Or if I go out someplace and we can look for wild edible foods, plants and mushrooms and different kinds of things, dig up some roots and then cook them and have some fun that way and learn how to live off the land, so to speak. So I've taken some survival courses and just get out there, take the shoes off and in the summertime.
Yeah.
And, but different seasons have different plants, and it's always been fun that way, learning what to eat, and we can bring them in, cook them in the house, and have some fun with that.
Interesting. How do you know if something is able to be eaten or not if you don't know what it is?
Well, you have to learn. In the old days, of course, they would pass that on. They'd pass that information on from generation to generation. Our Native Americans knew a lot of it and would pass that on. Our pioneers and frontier people would learn those things and know it. Nowadays, you have to take classes or read books. I do a lot of self-study, read a lot of books. I have taken classes on wilderness survival and learn how to build a fire with the bow drill and how to cook animals and different things, what animals are safe to eat, what plants. So you read a lot, study a lot, and then try to pass it on to the kids a little bit. But yeah, it takes a lot of time, and so that's one thing that I've enjoyed myself.
Nice. I couldn't do it, but nice.
Well, I mean, you're involved in so much. There's so many people that does say that I don't have enough time to get involved in the community, or there's not enough time to do different things. What do you recommend, or what do you say, or how do you find the time to be involved in so much?
Well, as I mentioned at the beginning, right now we're empty nesters. My kids are grown, so families that have young kids at home, you have to take time for them. Take that special, precious time with your kids to work with them. But you can involve them in things. I've taken my kids out camping, hiking, doing these kinds of things. I've taught them some of the survival things and techniques and some of the food projects. And for each of my kids, I had 3 boys, so when they were, the summer that they were 12 years old, I took them out on a special backpack hiking trip, and we just spent a few days together. So we do those kinds of things. But now when my kids are gone, I have a little more time. I work longer hours. And then I have the opportunity as well as the interest, but you have to enjoy it. You have to want to get out and help the community. So it comes from the heart, really, because you love to help people. That's part of my practice, is helping people be successful in their business and in their real estate and see them succeed. So I enjoy helping people, raising money through the Exchange Club to give away to charitable organizations, or working with the veterans and helping them and providing assistance that way. So it's just part of a giving heart and a caring concern to care for our community. And if we would all do that, then we'd have better communities, I think.
Oh,
Absolutely
for sure.
right. Well, Dan, thank you so much for coming in today. From all of us here at Fuse, we just a sincere thank you. It's always a pleasure working with you, and I'm glad that our viewers got to know you a little bit more. It would be about you and your businesses as well.
And reciprocally, I appreciate being able to work with you at Fuse. Barb and Marcelina, thank you so much.
Thank you. And we are going to put Dan's contact information on the video here. So, Dan, can you tell us a phone number that is easy to reach you at?
My office phone is 219-728-2880.
So if you're interested in any of the awesome things that Dan just talked about, make sure you reach out to him because he's an awesome guy.
And my email is easy, dan@granquistlaw.com.